Good morning, my darlings. Well, it's actually afternoon. We're going to see if we can get through this as quick as possible. This is not a makeup tutorial. Um, my name is Ann. Um, I'm just sharing with you my journey after gastric bypass. So tomorrow will be my 2-week surgery, if that's a word. It's going to be a word today, in regards to my surgery. As of today, when I got on the scale, I am 289. That may not seem like a big deal, but for me it is, because I have not seen 289 in years. So just to encourage you, yesterday I had a moment. Me and my daughter are going to a concert with some friends later on this month. And it requires a lawn chair. So I went online last night looking for a lawn chair, and I'm looking, my first instinct is, like I do any other time, look for heavy duty things that are my weight capacity, that can hold my weight capacity. That's my first go-to. So I'm looking through the chairs. I'm on Amazon.com. I'm looking for heavy duty yard chairs. I think they call them camping chairs or something like that. I'm looking through them, and I'm looking through the sizes, and they, you have some that go up to 500 pounds. You have some that just go up to 300. You just have some that go up to I think it's 174 is what I saw. And so I'm looking through the chairs, and I'm looking through, and now mind you, the bigger chairs also cost a little more than if I had, was getting for a normal weight capacity person. And so I'm looking at the chairs. Cheapest one I think I found was $79. And then I think that chair had the weight capacity of 400 and something pounds, which even at my highest, I wasn't there. But because, I'm accustomed to looking for things that fit my size, I was looking. So, and then it hit me. I was sitting there and I was like, wait a minute. You are under 300 pounds. Well, I look like a clown from the camera. You are under 300 pounds. And it was just like that moment where it was like, and I have had those moments before when I was like, and I think I did the right thing. I think this surgery was the right thing. Because please don't think that I'm at the point now where I'm like, yeah, I did the right thing. I still every day question if I did the right thing, if this was the right thing to do, if altering my body's ability to nurture and feed itself for the rest of my life, if it was overkill or over drastic, or if I pushed the game too far. I wonder that every day since I had the surgery. But that moment, once again, it was like, girlie, you did the right thing. You really did the right thing. Some other high points, and I'm the type of person, I am addicted to the scale. Some people, that's not their struggle, but I am. So I weigh myself every morning, check my progress. Everybody keep telling me stay off the scale, but it keeps me encouraged. It keeps me focused. It keeps me where I don't go out and be like, oh, well, I can just do this one time. Nope, can't do it, because tomorrow the scale is going to tell me what I did. So I am addicted to the scale. I will admit that. And there's days me and the scale get along, and I'm sure some days there are going to be some days me and the scale are not going to get along, and that's okay. So in addition to the weight loss, some other high points. So if you're thinking about it, I put way too much. Keep doing it. If you're thinking about it, these are some things to consider. At one point, I could not lift my leg to put it on my bed to put on lotion. Yesterday, and I did it without thinking, and that's what really, yesterday while I was getting dressed, I was able to lift my leg without pain, and put it on the bed. And I remember I didn't even think about it until after I had done it. And it was like, wow, that's a new feat. That's a new high. That's a new accomplishment. I put my foot up on my bed by myself. I didn't have to pick it up and pull it up. I just picked it up and put it up there. It was like, wow. Things like taking a bath, little things that we don't think of, that we just become so used to that we just overlook it. And so yesterday, taking a bath, whereas at one point that was a painful thing for me. It wasn't like, woo, bath time, yeah, I love it. And even though anybody knows me, I'm a clean bath person, because being big, for whatever reason, and I don't know why, people have a tendency to think because you're large, you stink. Well, no, we don't. We take a bath. Now, because I done smell some stinky, skinny people. If we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. But people just automatically assume that because you're big, that you smell. And that is such an untrue. I swear that is such an untrue. And it's such an unfair thing. But that's a video for another day. So, I take a whole lot of time washing this body. And I don't care if it hurt or I'm crying or whatever. But in the past, taking a bath, I cried. Because I was in pain and agony in my back and my hips. Just hurt so bad. So taking a bath for me was like, yes, bath time. Oh, Lord. Yeah, let me go in here and get this bath and get this out the way. And just cry it through. And we'll deal with the rest in the morning. Or on the way to work. So, to be able to get in the tub and the shower yesterday without being in agony was like the grandest accomplishment for me. And yes, the pounds coming off on the scale are nothing short of marvelous. Now, disclaimer, I'm not saying that I was unhappy with the size I was. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is my frame was. And so, in order for me to have a healthier life and to live long enough to see my grandchildren's grandchildren, I had to shoot a move. Which for me, this was the move that I just don't see any other way that this could have been accomplished. Because the truth of the matter is, over the years, I tried. I did. Over the years, I tried to lose the weight, and I would lose it, and it would come right back. Or I would lose it, and it would come back someplace else, which is a whole another area and level of frustration you would not believe. I really overdid it on my eyebrows. But anywho, we'll fix it. So, for me, this steady, consistent, and the crazy thing is it's refreshing, because it's like you look forward to pulling out clothes that you probably had mentally decided, there's a wrap for that. So yesterday, like I said, I put my leg on my chair by myself. The other day, I sat backwards in the chair. That was a limitation for me. I couldn't do it before. I did it. It was such a wonderful thing. I'm starting to get up and down my stairs better. I'm not, by the time I get to the top of the stair, it don't feel like I'm about to die. And this is only week 2. This is only week 2 for me. This is week 2. This isn't month 2, year 2. This is week 2. So I'm finding myself now becoming excited about this journey. Yes, I'm still learning what I can and what I cannot eat. Heck yeah, I'm still, am I overindulging? No. My problem that I am having is being able to get the stuff in. I'm having a, real, because it requires, and we're still having an issue keeping my sugar up. And like this morning, my sugar was only, I think it was 93. It was 93. But my blood pressure is perfect. I think it was 121 over, I think it was 80. A lot of the aches and pains that I used to have, I'm finding they aren't gone completely. Like, I know right now my hips don't hurt, but as a preventative measure, I'm going to have to take some Tylenol. Because I know at some point today, they will gradually remind me, say, man, You getting better, but you ain't quite there yet. Okay, fine. It happens. So what? But those are some of the high points. Being able to put my socks on. Oh my God. That right there. When I tell you it's the little things in this journey that are like just wowing me. These little small milestones. These little small miracles that people take for granted every day. And even though I was the head protester of I'm happy with my body. I'm happy with how I look. Which I was. And I am. I still am. I also am realizing how much of a prisoner of my own body I really was. How much of a hindrance the weight was. And even though I would have, had you told me a year ago that, hey, this is going to make your life better, I would have argued with you. I mean, my life is fine now. Not realizing how much over the years I had become limited and lost the ability to do some things because I had made myself content in what I was in, thinking that if I said anything different, I would be not true to me. Only to find out that being true to me in that way, I was actually kind of now don't get me wrong. I am not on the soapbox trying to tell everybody lose weight, go ahead, gastric bypass. That is not. Absolutely. Because this is not for everybody. I promise you it's not. This is not for everybody. This is not a light decision. This was a decision that the only reason why I did it is because I was in so much pain. If I had not been in pain, I would not have done this. If my options for mobility were not slipping through my fingers and I did not feel like that my life was about to be literally over because I would not be able to move, I would not have done this. This was furthest from my mind. And even though my doctor had been talking about it, I was not trying to hear what she was trying to say. But when it came down to the fact that if I didn't do something quick, I was not going to be doing anything at all. So it's not for everybody. But what I am saying is whatever it's going to take to be the best you can be, do that. Is it scary? Yes. I was just talking to one of my best girlfriends this morning, and I was expressing to her a little bit of nervousness about returning back to work because I'm off. I work in an industry where I can't go in there if I can't be my full me. That's asking for epic fail. But I was sharing with her that I don't know if I'm ready mentally to go back. And that's just some of my own fears and shortcomings and whatever. But in the same token, weight or no weight, it didn't change me. It's not changing me, and it's not changing me. It's making this move for me is making me better. Because without it and without this tool, I probably was pushing being crippled and being confined to a wheelchair. And I'm only 47. I don't want that. I want to be able to move and dance and enjoy and ballyhoo, as my mother says. I want to, that fun part of life. I wasn't interested in just existing, going places. And something else that I noticed that had started to happen, I was going places and sitting. Well, that never used to be me. People who knew me from back in the day, I was always the life of the party. When I came in, the party came with me. But now I had found myself, when I was going places, I was just sitting, and people were catering to me because I could not move because it hurt. And that's no way to live. That's not a life. I was just barely existing as a human being. I was denying all of the fun of that life had to offer, because I had to sit a whole lot of stuff out, and I would make excuses for sitting things out. I would, in my mind, nah, y'all go ahead, do your thing. Y'all right, I'm over here, I had my turn. Y'all do it. When really deep down inside, I found myself wanting to participate. I like having fun. I like enjoying myself. I like being able to, I look forward to the day when I can walk a long way and not be huffing and puffing. I want to go in the grocery store and keep up with my son, who has really long legs and walks really fast. Or my mother. My mother is in so much better shape than I am. You know, I look forward to being able to, when she walk, and keep up with her, not be back there and she got to slow down her stride trying to keep up with her kid, or trying to let her kid keep up with her. I'm ready for better than what I was living. I'm ready to be able to go in a store and not have to look for the plus size section. Even though, don't get me wrong, when I tell you I'm not a slouchy, sloppy dresser. Absolutely not, under any circumstances. But for once, I like to be able to walk in the store and just, if I want to go to the plus size side, fine. If I don't, fine too. That's what those are the things that I'm looking forward to. It is hot in my room, and no, I did not go downstairs and turn the air on. I'm looking forward to those things. These are things I'm looking forward to. I think we did this already. These are just things I'm looking forward to in this journey. Things that I didn't think about prior. I just didn't. Because in my mind, it was no big deal. I'm fine the way I am. And in these days, post-surgery, I'm finding that I may not have been as okay with my size as I thought. And yes, I made it look good. I did. I'll be the first one to tell you I could be the flyest one out there. And I made it look good. But in the same token, I can make it look better. So, today, some more milestones. Took a bath, no pain. Got in and out the shower, no issues. What other colors in that dress? Let's try to blend something else in other than just this green. There's a little navy. Let's see if we throw a little navy at the very end. I'm finding that there's some things that I made myself content in that I probably shouldn't have. I just made myself content thinking that I was okay. And I wasn't. What I was is I was doing the very thing that I taught my children not to do. I had begun to settle. I had begun to settle and settle for less than. I had began to go places and sit in the car because I was too tired or in too much pain to get out the car. I was settling for just, I might as well say, a mediocre life. I had begun to settle for that. And I had begun to tell myself that it was okay. It wasn't anything wrong with me or the way I was existing. I was good. And even because we had a dance ministry, and I guess technically we still do, I prided myself on being a big girl and being able to move better than some of the smaller women. But the price that I paid is my joints, my hips. And don't get me wrong, I was out there with some of the best of them, okay? But my poor little frame was suffering in agony, trying to keep up with the demand that my body was requiring just to move. And so now there's a price to be paid for everything. And so now I'm trying to undo the wrong that I did. to myself. Nobody did this to me. I did this to me. I did it. And it's okay. Sometimes we got to admit, hey, say, man, I messed up. I allowed this. Nobody did this to me. Nobody, it wasn't society. It wasn't thyroid. It wasn't genetics. It wasn't. And I had to be honest with myself on that. It wasn't any of that. And yes, I have some of those problems. But at the end of the day, even from that perspective, I still had to make a choice on that. Do I want to live? And whatever that meant. And so for me, it was the extreme of, gotta go get your gut altered. Because I want to live. I don't want to die. I don't want to have to, and this is going to sound morbid, but I don't want my family to have to pick an extra large casket because I wouldn't make a change or a difference in how I lived. I don't want my family to have to pay for my mistakes just to, when I get old and decide I'm tired of living, I don't want them to have to pay for that because they got to get an extra large casket because they can't fit me in nothing else. Nor do I want my children to have to take away from their lives to have to keep coming over here to take care of me. And yes, right now because of the surgery, they do have to come help. No, I can't carry stuff up and down the stairs yet. No, I can't just go out here and decide to move furniture just yet. I will, but just not today. But I don't want my children to bear that burden. I also don't want any further issues. So, realistically thinking, this time, all right, it was my back and hips. And I had to take a hard look at my life. Like, okay, that was this time. What's next time bringing? Do I want to deal with what next time is bringing? Next time, it could have been a heart attack. Next time, it could have been a stroke. It could have been anything could be next. And no, we're not wearing contacts today. And I don't want my children to have to bear that burden and say, dang, mom should still be here had mom just done X, Y, and Z. I don't want that to be my baby's testimony. I don't want my grandbaby to be like, Nana left because Nana wouldn't change her life. I don't want that. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a fighter. And if it's something I believe in, I'm going to fight you to the end on it. Well, this time, I got to fight to save me. And I've got some people who disagree with what I did. I got some people that I thought should be in the cheering section and they weren't. But I also understand that this is not for them. This is for me. This is to ensure, or at least make whatever effort I can possibly make to ensure that I live a long, healthy, happy life. To change my perspective. And I say all of this to encourage you because no matter where you are, you have to make the best decisions for you. For you, for your life, for what's your future, for what you are believing your future to be. Because you got a bright future. You got an amazing future. But some things you will have to do. Some things you will have to make decisions on. And at the end of the day, it's really going to come down to you or it. Whatever your it is, it's going to come down to you and it. Is your it more important than your existence? And for me, I had to make the decision. No, I want to live. Damn that it. To hell with it. I want to live. I want to see my children. I want to see my grandchildren. Even though sometimes we all get on each other's nerves. But still, I want to see them get on my nerves. I want to be the little old lady with the stripper for the boyfriend. Or the little lady that people look at and be like, what in the hell is she doing now? I want to be her. I don't want to be the little old lady in the wheelchair trying to get around Walmart, bumping into the back of people because I'm just evil. That's not what I'm trying to do. That's not, no deal. No deal for me. So today, I hope I encouraged you, as I encourage myself. I do these not just to encourage you, I encourage myself. Because some days, shoot, I have my days when I just kind of like, man, what have I done? Like the other day when I tried to eat that popsicle. That was a what have I done moment. I was like, oh, hell no, if you can say that. That was a stiff reminder that no turning back now, kid. It's full speed ahead. So, today, may you have the best day ever. May you have some wonderful things happen, and shoot, may you meet somebody that has the best news in the world just for you. But whatever you do today, make sure you're making the best decisions for you. Because ain't nobody else stuck in this body but you. It's you and your decision on what happens to it. But while you're making your decisions on what happens to this vessel, make sure you take into consideration everybody that is going to affect. So where, yeah, you may not be thinking about any of what I'm talking about. But if you are, just think about what comes with it. So I tell you, have a great day. I'm going to finish this. I should have cut this on the end. It's too far out. But it's on there now. Whatever. Have a great day. I love you all. Thank you so much for taking time out your day just to listen to me and what I had to say. I pray and hope that it encouraged you in some type of way. And that it helps you along the way as I encourage myself in this foolishness. That you are encouraged as well. All right. Thank y'all. Have a good day. Love you now.